My brothers and sisters in Christ, to continue on the theme I've discussed the last 2 days in my reflections, in today's first reading we hear the conclusion of this episode of the so-called Council of Jerusalem, where after the apostles and the disciples, the presbyters, have gotten together and conferred and they've prayed, and they come to clarity, and now the message is sent with the representatives to Antioch to deliver this. And it speaks to this, in the Acts of the Apostles, this is in a very primitive way, and yet this is the process that continues to this very day in the life of the church. We often think of things in a more objective way, but when we hear about, for example, the Holy Father putting out a post-synodal apostolic letter, as we say it, a synod of bishops gathers, and they pray, and then the Holy Father compiles, and there's a committee, they put it forward, then he works with that to put a letter that's sent out to the world or to a particular region or a people. And it's okay, after coming together and tackling this issue, we've prayed together, we've spoken, everyone's put out there, and in union, this is what we have to say, that the Spirit has guided us to present to you. And so this process continues today, and it's a great gift and blessing for the church. Yes, we can talk about the different types of magisterium, the different levels of authority or infallibility of statements and acts in the life of the church. That's an academic question for another day, not for a spiritual reflection. But we can say beautifully the way in which the Spirit manifests the truth within the communion of Christ, which is, instead of opposing, dividing, conquering, or winning through brute force of will, instead, the communion of the church coming together to confer with the presence of the Spirit, and then to communicate the mouthpieces of the church to go forth. So, does the Synod of Bishops, for example, go country to country or parish to parish and present their findings? Of course not. The letter is sent out and it's read by a bishop or it's read by the pastor. Occasionally Cardinal DiNardo puts out something and I read it at Mass. In this way, this is how the church in her great wisdom communicates so that we're still one. It's not just what I want to put out there. And I share with people often. I try to hold myself to this ideal. I can't guarantee that I've always succeeded, but I try very much to only preach the mind and heart of the church from the pulpit. That is, when there's times to present my own thoughts or opinions or sense of humor, I try to bracket that very clearly. And there's only certain times and places where even that's appropriate. But instead of presenting my own opinion or hot take on different questions and things, to present what the church as a whole holds. Because then we're on solid ground, rooted in Christ and the tradition of the church. On things that are unsettled or on things where I just have my own hot take, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. But I'm then acting as a lone actor. And then I might as well just kind of go start my own non-denominational megachurch. That's not the way within our faith. Instead, we are rooted in that communion that we continue to hear about in the gospel, and that commandment is love. Love one another. As we hear in the gospel, remain in the communion. We heard yesterday, remain in my love. Share this communion amongst the church. You will be united and one with me, and then the truth will manifest itself. My joy will be in you. Your joy will be complete, and the truth will set you free. May God bless you all.